Tell something about Ember. My name is Dušan Koutny, and I will prepare this presentation with Lukas Lazarčík. Ember is all-inclusive MVC framework. It's pretty good. It's for creating more advanced websites or web applications. And for me personally, it's very good because it was built by Yehuda Katz, who is also in the core team of Ruby on Rails. So it's built on the same conventions and same philosophy, and if you know Rails, you are able to work pretty good with Ember very fast. And all the naming conventions and the conventional configuration is very useful, and you are very quickly able to write nice JavaScript code. It also has some wow moments. For example, when you first time have working associations and dependencies and so on, and you see how all the data are updating according to changes in some edit box, it looks pretty good. And it started from Sprout Core 2. The team behind Ember, as I've already mentioned, the leader is Yehuda Katz. He's also a member of Ruby on Rails and jQuery core teams. And the second one, who is important, is Tom Dale. He's former Apple engineer, and he was also a member of Sprout core team. And they have 6 more core members. Ember is pretty new. It's used by a few companies, but as you can see, there's Groupon or Yep, so also pretty huge solutions are using it. And what are the advantages of using Ember? First of all, it has templates. It uses handlebars. It looks like ERB files. It's pretty useful. It saves you a lot of code, and also it keeps your code pretty clean. And you have HTML and JavaScript and all the data connected. Very nice. Another very nice feature are associations. As you can see, you can define a project and user has many projects. So this dependency, this association option is different, very clean, and you can, if you use some serializers and initializers, so all the data are working, and it's very simple. You just type user.projects and it's there. And another nice feature is a router, which is similar to one in Ruby on Rails. And it has also nested routes, as you can see, nested resources, as you can see here. So you can, for example, nest projects, and you can have some tasks in the project, and when you see the route to the data, it looks the same way as in Ruby on Rails. Very nice feature are also the computing properties. I have picked one example which is not simple. As you can see here, it depends on the array of to-dos. So this computing property is updated anytime you change data, and also it's updated in these handlebars. So you don't have to do anything with the data, you just update this field, and the browser does all the work for you. This is also, as I mentioned, these bindings, it's the same as told by these computing properties. And as I already mentioned too, if you don't have to write if you don't want to write something that is not standard, you don't have to. So if you are using controller, it just loads data and saves data and so on. So you just define the name of the controller and that's it. And what are the disadvantages? So Ember is not ready yet, it's not production ready, but it's working and it's quite stable. But big problem is lack of documentation and confusing tutorials, because it has very fast development and it's changing all the time. So you can find tutorial which is working with version 0.9.8, but not with 1.0, so it's not very good. Also, we have to be ready to spend a lot of time on Stack Overflow, because you are always searching for answers, and sometimes you are the first one who is asking something. And also this convention over configuration, it's very powerful tool, but sometimes it happens that we don't know what it's doing exactly and what's behind, and it might be confusing too. And the biggest problem is Ember data. It's not part of Ember, but it's used for communication with server. And for example, Discourse is the largest application made in Ember, and it's some kind of sample application which is used to show how does Ember work and what are the standards and how to use it. But also they stopped using Ember data and started to use their own workaround with Ajax. So Ember data is not working, it's not stable, and it's not production ready. And it can bring a lot of pain in development. You can read a little bit more about Ember data in this link. Okay, so the data flow is the one as you expect. So it's model view controller, and you have also templates. If you don't need controller, you just define the name of the controller and you can skip it. And when you update data, so the data are loaded, they go this way down. They are shown in template, and when you edit them, they go through controller and router to your server and back to model. So the website is updated and you don't have to do anything with it, you just commit the data. It's pretty good. And here you can see some simple application. So what you have to do is just define the name of the application, define some basic model. For example, this sample application is without Ember data because it would be much more code and probably won't work. And as you can see here, I also added the computed property. It calculates the name from first name and last name. And also this computed property, when you change the first name, it also changes the full name. So you define your models, and then you have to define index route, which is the default route, and the model function, which loads the data, and this is the array of people, and it returns this array. So this is how we load the data. And in the end, this is the sample of the handlebars. So this outlet, it's something what it's yield in Ruby on Rails, and it has also you can nest. It has nested outlets. So when you have nested roots, you also can have nested outlets. So you can nest, for example, when you have a lot of users. So you can have detail of user, and it's nested route, and it's also nested outlet. So you go through handlebar with the users, and it goes through to show all the user. So it's very good. And thank you for the presentation. And if I can recommend some resources, the best way is to learn Ember is to use this Ember Watch and Ember.js guides. And also it's quite useful to pay for this speed code. But if I can recommend something, it's better to wait maybe 3 months or a little bit more for Ember data to be ready, because it's pretty hard to work without Ember data, but Ember data are not working. And also whole technology, it's very good and it's stable, but this Ember data is missing. Thank you.